Hello, this is Joe. Today's recipe is in anticipation to this coming weather that we are now experiencing change in temperature. It got a little cooler than it was, and we're also experiencing a lot of rain. This is hurricane season after all, and very soon we'll be facing wintry weather, wintry temperature. And in anticipation to all of that, I am now trying to strengthen my immune system by cooking things that I know would help me prepare for that. One of them, as you know, is ginger. Ginger is one of the best and most common known herb or spice that fight against cold. And ginger is a very versatile type of spice, and it's the best thing that you can add to any of your cooking. So today, along with the ginger, I also use a lot of garlic, because as you know, garlic contains allicin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it helps prevent our body from a lot of infections that comes along with the changes of weather, and especially now with this situation we're having all over the world. It's really a must to make sure that we eat all those healthy vegetables we're growing in our backyard. I also have moringa, and if this don't look like it's enough, don't worry. I just want to make sure that I present that, because this is something we consume on a regular a regular basis. My husband makes a smoothie out of this with all kinds of combinations, and it is also a very good ingredients with whatever recipe I cook, such as the soup that I'm making today, which would be also I would be including this vegetable known as Luffa or Patola. And I like to really harvest them while they're young. I like the texture and flavor of the young Patola. So I also have some onion, which is, is also another, it's not just an aromatic that gives good flavor to our food. This is also a very healthy ingredients to add to any of our soup. So see, you know that you have the perfect loofah for cooking when you can peel it with no kind of effort at all. Your peeler should glide right through. Okay, another component of the soup is this type of vermicelli. This is called bean thread or Sotanghon. Okay, Sotanghon or bean thread is actually made out of these beans here. Let me show you. These are called mung beans, and from this they make this type of vermicelli. Okay, so that's another component. And I'll also be adding chicken into this, which I cut up into little pieces to expose the bone. The marrow will give the broth a very good flavor. And I'm not really using or adding chicken into the soup for the meat. I just want to kind of enrich the broth flavor with it. Okay, so let me go ahead and start prepping this, and I'll show you the process. Okay, so that's light olive oil. I like to cook with light olive oil, and we're going to add some garlic. And soon after you put the garlic in the hot oil, go ahead and add your ginger. Now we're going to give this some chance to kind of release its aroma and develop its flavor. Okay, let's lower the heat a little. I got it on high, but we don't want it to brown too fast. It's very noisy. Let's go ahead and add some onions. Okay. Ginger and garlic are golden brown, not burnt, golden brown, and that'll give you a depth of flavor. And the onion is nice and translucent, starting to turn golden brown, which is a caramelization process. We're going to push everything aside and add the chicken. As you can see, I cut up the chicken leg into little pieces so that I could expose the bone marrow, and that will give us a good broth. Okay, let's go ahead and let that brown a little. Now I will be adding some of this, all this actually, jalapeno, and the way to prevent the soup from getting very spicy hot is just by putting this at the last second of your cooking time, just to give that aroma and flavor to the soup without releasing the heat. Okay, so this will be added later. We're going to add a little bit of liquid into it. You could use a little bit of broth or plain water if you want, but just to give the chicken a chance to kind of tighten up a bit. And then we're gonna add some more liquid into this. Okay, I just want the chicken to absorb that flavor of the aromatics and then develop its own flavor, and allow the meat to kind of tighten up a little bit and trap all of that flavor in. We're going to add just a little bit of black pepper. You know me, it seems like I cannot cook without my black pepper. I love the flavor. Not too much. And we're also going to add a little bit of salt, okay? Just a little bit to season the chicken. See, I didn't open the opening of the salt container because I don't want to put too much. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and add some water, okay? And if you really want a much richer broth, go ahead and add or use chicken broth. I'd like to have a lot of soup on this, and I'm just using plain water. Now we're going to allow this to boil, come to a rolling boil, lower it, and allow it to simmer until the chicken is really nice and tender. The meat is really tender now, and we're going to add the vegetables. Okay, this might look like it's a lot of Luffa or vegetable that I'm putting in here, but as most vegetables, this will shrink down, and what you'll have will be just the right amount of vegetables to go with your broth and noodles. And let's go ahead and season the vegetable as well. Not too much, just so that we don't dilute the seasoning that's already in there. Okay, that's just to season the vegetables. And let's bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a full boil, I will lower the heat and add the last vegetable, which is moringa, and then our vermicelli. Okay, this will be done in about a couple of minutes, maybe less. So I'm going to add my jalapenos, or whatever pepper you prefer to use, okay? I happen to have a jalapeno today, so that's what I'm going to use. Okay, so I have 2 of them. I'm going to add that, and soon as the noodles are done, the vegetable will be as well. I could smell the spiciness of the jalapeno, but trust me, as long as you don't puncture it or slice it, you will have the aroma and the essence of the jalapeno without the heat. Okay, the jalapeno is there for my husband. He loves eating the pepper. For me, I just like the aroma of it and the flavor, the essence of it. So trying to make sure I know where it's at, so I don't wind up breaking it into pieces and make my soup too hot. Okay, this is done. We are just going to test this for seasoning, and we are going to plate some. Oh, that's so good. Almost in. Okay, it's absolutely perfect. I don't need to add any more seasonings. It's delicious. You could taste every component of the soup. So I'm turning off the stove and I'm going to plate some.